The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, words from chaos. Get it off our chest, Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
That's right, Buzz Girl. Street Corner Soapbox. I'm back here with my brother, Lord Willin.
Hey now.
What up, what up?
What up, what up?
Ain't shit, man. Very special guest today, Georgia Zafferes in the house.
Georgia Zafferes, Thug Yogi. How's it going?
Good.
Actually, before we get started, I gotta make a plug real quick. We are recording this podcast live from Rabia's Dolce Fumo in Boston's historic North End. Shout out to our friend Christian Silvestri for letting us record the podcast here. Good guy. And we also did an episode with him, which you can go and listen to. Follow him on social media. He went viral on Facebook for his, shall we say, political rants and, support of Donald Trump, et cetera, et cetera. So big shout outs to Christian. Great guy. Make sure you come through here. Great food, great atmosphere, great location.
Yeah, if you're in Boston, it's 73 Salem Street.
73 Salem Street.
Rabia's Dolce
North
Fumo,
End,
Oyster Bar.
Oyster Bar.
Italian food.
Yeah.
They got the sugar bowl, the drinks with the whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and you had one. You had one the first time we came.
I wish I had two.
You wish you had one right now,
I
right?
wish I did, yes.
Couple 2 trees?
Couple 2, 3, I'll do one. Gotta have Kim hook it up.
Oh, man. All right. Shout out to Kim, too, for letting us record here. Thank you very much. So, Georgia, how you doing?
I'm good.
How's things?
Good.
So, how would you describe yourself?
Well, first, thanks for having me.
Besides the Thug Yogi, of course.
Yeah.
Legs are coming up.
So, fitness instructor.
Fitness instructor, personal trainer.
Yoga instructor. Reiki practitioner. Thai massage therapist.
Thai massage, very interesting.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah,
She's a woman of many trades.
Yes.
Which is, I think important these days. You can't just stick to one thing.
Yeah, you get bored.
You got to be diverse, explore all areas, right?
Well, I mean, I just basically was like, fuck it, I want to get paid to do the things that I like and that I love, and so I was like,
it makes it not like work.
Exactly.
She's just an overall badass. That's what it is.
Fuck yeah.
So why don't you talk about your early life a little bit?
Like
background. Well, where you're from, and where you came up, and you're Greek, so maybe talk about a little bit about the Greek culture.
All right. So I grew up in Wellesley, Mass, which that's like 15 minutes west of Boston, and it's a pretty wealthy town. So growing up, my family was very blue collar, so it was a little bit awkward to be around, people whose parents were CEOs and just surgeons and doctors and all this type of shit. So I still live there. Actually, I became a townie. Probably I'm like the only one with tattoos in the town. I went to middle school, high school there, and then I went to college in Massachusetts. I pretty much haven't left.
You've been a mass hole your whole life.
Yeah. Well, I did like 3 years in New Hampshire, and then came back.
Sounds like a prison sentence.
It felt like one. No, I'm just kidding. But it kind of did. Yeah.
Now, you come from a Greek family.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about that? We haven't had anybody on that.
Okay.
From that
what do you want to know? I mean,
do you guys use Windex?
Is
that big fat Greek wedding thing? Was that true?
Well,
yes, actually, it is. That's true. That's true.
Well, you had mentioned to me you had to go to Greek school when you were a kid and learn Greek and learn the culture, which I thought was very interesting.
Really, I didn't even know they had a Greek.
Right, exactly.
I didn't know school,
I didn't know that.
Kind of like it would be like a Catholic school.
The Greeks
thing,
came here and just they brought it's like little Greece here. Like they do whatever they can to fucking just stay Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just went to regular school, and then 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I had to go to Greek school from like 3 to 6 p.m. So while all my friends were, playing soccer and doing whatever the fuck, I had to go and learn a different language,
Well,
pretty much.
I think as a kid it might suck, but as you get older, I mean, I think it's something that useful.
Yeah.
Something you can appreciate.
Yeah.
I would have been dope if I would have been able to do that. I probably wouldn't have liked it at the time. I didn't like school as it is.
I didn't learn much at school either, so I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe not. You can
Yeah,
so you can
same.
still speak it like fluently and now.
Yeah,
or
I mean, I'm a little rusty, but I can. If I went there, I'd be
you'd be
perfectly
fine.
fine.
And you've traveled to Greece before?
Yeah, I haven't been back since 2009.
Really? Yeah, I
So
want
it's
to
been
go.
a while.
I think it's fun.
It's supposed to be a beautiful
I was just
country.
talking. I was actually just. I said that to you on the text message.
Yeah.
I want to go to Greece and Italy, and
Yeah.
we're going to Poland with you and fuck around.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll let you go to Poland.
I got people out there. We'll be all right.
So, you kind of mentioned to me before when we were talking, you always
Yeah.
kind of felt like different or in tune with things. Want to talk about that?
Yeah.
This is kind of a precursor to your career
Yeah.
later on.
So, I mean, as far as I can remember, and I know we talked about this, Chris.
Yes.
Yes.
So, ever since I was little, not this, so I'm just going to say this. So, when I was a little girl, I used to see, like, flashes, like, almost like someone was running by the living room when no one was there.
Like orbs and stuff, or
I don't know if it was an orb, but it just felt like shadows, like, we kept running back and forth, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And obviously, like, when you're little, you're not going to say that because people are going to think you're fucking crazy. So, anyways, so I just always felt connected to, like, the afterlife. Just, I don't know. I just always felt like I wasn't really from this planet, if that makes
I
sense.
feel that way.
If that makes sense. And then as I got older, I started finding things out about, like, my maternal grandmother and my great grandmother on my maternal side, my mom's side. And things just kind of started making sense. And I felt like, okay, like, I understand why I felt that way as a kid and why those things were happening. And then also, too, like, I don't know if either of you have been to a yoga class.
Once.
You went once, okay.
Yeah, I did yoga one time. Yeah,
I would love to see you do yoga.
it was definitely interesting.
So, okay, we'll go again.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're teaching, I'm definitely going.
All right. So, like, when I was in middle school, I remember always trying to, like, calm my friends down. There'd be incense, as kids, like, we had incense and shit. And, like, I would always, like, light the incense, be like, guys, lay down. And I would play, like, Enya. And just, like, always fucking
Enya.
weird. Do you know, that's just how I was.
Rob
I don't
loves
know.
Enya.
That's just how I was. And then, got older and got into yoga and all other stuff, and it just makes sense.
Was there any, like, one particular experience that really stuck out to you? I remember you told me something about you, like, staring at this dude or whatever, and when you were, like, little girl.
So, I guess, when I was little, I was told, I've been told by my aunts that, like, there's something about me, I guess, when there's a guy working on the porch at my parents' house, and for whatever reason, I kept staring at him when I was little. I don't remember this, really. And I would just watch him, what he was doing. And he said something to my mom. He was like, that little girl, like, there's something, why does she keep staring at me like that? Like, why?
You're creeping him out.
Yeah, he was like, she's looking at me like I'm about to do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, I remember, I guess, when I was little, saying, like, be careful about him, like, watch him. But I don't remember this.
Yeah.
My aunts just told
And
me.
there was something else, too, about your name, right? Like, your
Yeah.
great-grandmother or something appeared to your mother in a dream.
Yeah,
tell us that one. That was interesting.
So during quarantine, I was spending a lot of time with my mom, and I was like, Ma, listen, like, we're Greek. I've got like 30 cousins, first cousins, and I'm the only
Seriously,
one.
30?
No, like
No.
20.
Still 20. I would have said seriously 20.
So, and everyone's name is either Christina, Vespina, Joanna.
Actually, Christina, my sister's friend's Greek, and her name's fucking
See?
Christina. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And I'm the only Georgia, and I'm like, that's so weird because I have a lot of female cousins. And so I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, like, why'd you name me Georgia? she was like, you're named after your great grandmother. And I was like, all right, but explain, like, why?
Yeah.
You know? And she was like, well, I was like 2 weeks away from giving birth to you. And, you know, 1983, and everyone waited till you were born to find out the sex of the baby. So she didn't know if I was going to be a girl or a boy. And she said that 2 weeks before she had me, she had a dream. And this woman came to her in her dream, and it was her grandmother who had passed away at a very young age, whose name was Georgia. Mm-hmm. And in Greek, it translates differently, because you know how in different languages things just, they translate differently into English. So in the dream, my great-grandmother said to my mom, I want you to come and dig me up, right? Because she was dead. Mm-hmm. And so my mom was like, what the fuck? So she wakes up and she goes to her mother, my grandmother, and was like, Ma, I had this dream that your mom came to me and said, I want you to dig me up. My grandmother was like, no, she's asking you to name your baby after her. Mm-hmm. My mom was like, I don't even know if I'm going to have a girl or a boy.
Interesting.
And then I was a girl.
She was basically telling her in the dream that you're having a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want you to name your daughter after me.
Right. And so now that I'm 38, I look at my life and the things that I believe in, and, you know, people are always like, do you want kids? And I don't. I don't think I do anyway. And when I think of my great-grandmother, she had, I think, 7 children, and she died young, so they were all left orphaned and, like, homeless, essentially.
Oh, really?
So I think of, like, that trauma, right? Mm-hmm. And I also feel like, I'm going to go out there, that I'm like her reincarnated.
Hey, you said that. That's right.
And so I feel like in this lifetime, why would I ever want to put myself in a position where I'm now doing the traumatic experience that she had?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway.
Did your family ever tell you that you have similarities to your great grandmother, like physically or personality wise?
Well, that's a good question. There's like one photograph of her that's gone missing. But apparently, you know, she was like an attractive woman, and there have been rumors that they killed her.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That like she was like killed.
Who killed her?
Like people in the village, because she, you know, if you looked at someone the wrong, like if she looked at a different man that wasn't her husband, then they're gonna fuck her up.
Tribal shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've heard that rumor, but again, like this was like in the village where nothing was recorded, like nothing was written down. She was buried and then dug up, and who knows what happened to her bones. Like that's like old school shit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, she was dug up.
Well, I said to my mom, like I'm like, Mom, when we go to Greece, I want to go see my great grandmother's grave. She was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, you think she's there? And I was like, yeah. She's like, no, honey. She was like, back in the day, you would be buried for like 3 years, and then that piece of land was now needed for someone else who died.
Really?
And I'm like, so what'd they do with her?
I never heard that.
Yeah, me neither.
Wow.
Yeah, so do you know what they do?
I mean, you know as much as I do.
Do they cremate? I wonder if they cremate the remains.
Who honestly, and who knows?
Feed them to the fucking.
They gotta do
dogs.
I mean, you bet every 3 years this shit gonna stink.
I know.
Gotta fucking do something.
Yeah, I know. You just got dead bodies parts all over the place.
What the
fuck? Does that still go on today? Do you know? No. There's not like a remote village in Greece where they're just digging up fucking dead bodies and
right? You can't do it out here. Grave digging shit.
I don't know. I've driven by some cemeteries where I see the casket out.
Really?
Like they're doing something. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
None good.
Strange. You also told me that where your family's from in Greece would have been Sparta.
Well, near there.
Near Sparta.
Near there, yeah.
So that might explain some of your competitive nature now. You might have some Spartan blood, 300.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
You look like it. You look like a Spartan. And then you had also told me that you have aunts and stuff who used to do like I don't know if they did spells, but like remedies and stuff like that. And kind of like witchy kind of stuff going on.
Well, that's the way I describe it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more just like, you know, old school, like home remedies and just ways of healing.
Like holistic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, Greece, right, is very strict, the Christian, right, culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though the beginnings of it are very different than that, which is a lot of places. But
yeah.
So you kind of grew up in that Christian background, but you broke out of that, obviously.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the black sheep in my family.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in my family would attest to that. But I just, again, like since I was little, I kind of looked around and I was like, this shit doesn't make sense. Like something about this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I remember I was 6 years old and I said to my dad, I'm like, Dad, if God made everybody, then who made God? And he was like, that's a good question for the priest. And I was like, okay, can we ask him? He's like, all right, on Sunday. So
Did you ask the priest?
yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
So
Tell us that. What happened?
and I remember this. So you know how like whatever, there's like church service and then after you go into the coffee hour?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since.
They used to do that.
That's
they
the
used
thing.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore because of COVID. But anyway, so there was a coffee hour, and again, I said to my dad, I was like, "Oh, there he is. There's a priest. Let's go ask him." And my dad's like, "Oh, fuck." So he brings me over, and I tap, the priest on the shoulder, and my dad was like, "She's got a question for you." So he kneels down, and I was like, "Hi." I was like, "So if God made everybody and the world, then who made God?" And he just looked at me and like smirked, and he was like, "That's the mystery." And when he said that, I was so pissed as a kid. I'm like,
Just wanted an answer.
You wanted a scientific explanation. Like,
I was just like, okay, something doesn't add up here. I don't understand. Like there has to be fucking more, like something.
yeah.
So,
So that kind of left you disheartened from very early age.
I want to see one person turn water into wine, then I'll be a believer.
I mean, listen, yeah, like look, I believe in a lot of things. I believe in God. I believe in a lot of different things, but I just don't believe very much in like organized religion.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Well, it sounds like you were ahead of your time too. I mean, if you're asking those questions at
Now,
6
when you
years
say
old,
you believe in God, that you would say you're classifying God as a higher power?
a man in the sky.
Why
does it have to be a man?
I think it's energy.
That's just humans doing.
I don't know.
Right.
Lately, I've been asking myself that question because I don't know how. I don't like the saying it's like an energy or like the universe. Although I do believe in that, but I wouldn't call that God.
Is God maybe just the explanation for what the universe is? That's just man's way of
Maybe
interpreting
God-
it, or human's way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we don't know. Nobody knows. No one's ever really known.
Listen, I'm throwing it
priest
out
doesn't
there.
even know.
And if you have the answer, send us a message on Instagram.
Streetcornersoapbox at gmail.com.
Exactly. Hit us up. Let us know.
Please.
All right, so you were pretty much ahead of your time in a lot of ways. You know,
You're an old soul.
Yeah, you're definitely an old soul.
I'm an
and you
old
believe in
ass
that,
soul.
right? You believe
Yeah.
in it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, you said you think you're your great grandmother reincarnated, so
Yeah,
obviously you do. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. So when did you start getting into yoga? What led you down the yogi path? Yogic path.
So, probably in like 2005, I think, was when everyone was taught like crazy about power yoga, like heated yoga.
What's
And
power yoga?
Power yoga is
Describe the various styles, if you can.
So, the way I describe power yoga, it's a vinyasa style, which basically translates to a moving meditation, but it's done in a fast pace. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you can also do that same style in a heated room. Okay. So they blast humidity and heat. Basically, they're torturing your ass.
Yeah. Sounds miserable.
I used to teach that style too. So I was like, all right, what the fuck? Everyone's talking about this. I want to try it. So I went with my cousin. I took her with me. And first 5 minutes, they started oming. And my cousin looked at me. She literally looked at me and she was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Shout out to your cousin.
And, yo, she's a Leo.
Oh, shit. Leo, shout out to my Leo.
August 13th, and her ass got up, rolled up her shit, and she looked at me and she's like, peace, and fucking left. And I was like, no, I'm staying. I'm going to do this. And I stayed, and it sucked, and I hated it. I was like, I'll never fucking do this again. This is some cult shit. This is some weird ass shit.
Especially in humidity, man. What the fuck?
I know. I don't
dying,
think I'd make
dude.
it.
I was very turned off. So I just stayed away from it for like a year. And then I went through, at the time, what I thought was a terrible breakup. And I was like, fuck, I need to do something. Like, I have to heal how I feel. Ooh, that's
That rhymed, dude.
Yeah,
I thought you had that written down.
Thug Yogi. That's how the album starts.
So I was like, I'm not going back to that power shit. And I went to a gentle yoga class, and I was like, wow, I feel like this is it. This is what I've been looking for.
What's the gentle yoga called?
Hatha yoga.
Hatha?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's so many different styles.
Right.
Basically, what I really liked about this class was, number one, the teacher, and that it was a way for you to connect to yourself. Right?
Okay.
So I was like always just disconnecting from myself when I felt like shit or when I was like sad or whatever. And I had to just face my stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it then just started.
So then you just started going to classes regularly after that?
I went twice a week, and there was, so the same teacher, her name, shout out Cynthia Grammer, she had us do 15 minutes meditation after we did our flow, like just the slow flow yoga.
Is that the postures?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called asana.
Okay.
And during that time where we were just like sitting there in the dark and quiet, just something shifted. Like something, I was just like, wow, this is what's up. Like I feel like I'm at home. But I was also running marathons then too, so it actually helped with my running. Like it helped with running.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it all kind of just came together.
So how'd you get into the marathons? I was going to bring that up, but I was going to bring it up later, but you just mentioned it. So let's we backtrack a second.
Yeah.
What made you get into marathon running?
Well, I think I was a smoker, like a chain Smokey the Bear. Like I could outsmoke anyone. 2.5 packs a day, I would say.
That's
like
a lot.
That's heavy.
Joe, you know how I am with the gum.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
with
yeah.
cigarettes, it was like as soon as the cigarette was like right about at the butt,
You
I
like
was
the other
lighting
one.
the other one up. Right? So I quit smoking cold turkey and I started walking. I was like, fuck, I don't want to get fat. Like everyone's like, oh, you're gonna get fat if you stop. If you stop, that's a lie. If you're listening, that's a fucking lie.
Well, Rob, you haven't. Well, you still smoke a little bit, right?
Yeah, I used to say the same boat. When I started smoking.
You have gotten kind of fat though, actually. So.
That's because of COVID. For those
Blame
listening.
it on COVID, sure.
I get burned 14 calories in 3 days sitting on the couch, just eating shit and smoking weed. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't get fat, but you wanted to get in shape, so you started walking.
Yeah, I was like, well, I felt like I was replacing one thing with the other.
Yep.
So I started walking, and then I was like, all right, on my next walk, I'm gonna fucking jog from here to the mailbox, and I would do that, and I was like, wow. And then it just slowly increased, and I was like, all right, next time I'm gonna go a little bit further, and a little bit further.
Now you're doing marathons.
And then I was like, fuck it, let's just run 26 miles.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you had the urge to have a cigarette in the beginning, is that when you started to walk, or like, oh, I want a cigarette, let me just walk to get off your mind, or?
No, I don't know. Like I still want a cigarette. Like I love cigarettes.
Nicotine fiend.
Fucking
I can
love
tell
it.
that look in your eye.
Cigarettes and pizza, they'll be all good.
And gum. Cigarette, pizza, and gum. Coffee.
Yeah, during my yoga teacher training, my teacher said something that resonated because she was also a former smoker, and she said that smoking cigarettes is just taking a deep breath. Right? So inhale.
Oh, okay.
Feel better.
Okay.
Exhale.
Okay,
Like
it gives
box
you that, it gives you
breathing
that
and
same that
Right?
same feeling.
So, and
Yeah.
it's also a lot of, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's a lot of, repressed shit, like stuff that you're not talking about.
Yep.
You're smoking it away, or you're drinking it away.
'Cause you get nervous,
or
you
you're
start
eating it away.
You start smoking.
Right? It's just a way for you to not fucking
deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ran a bunch of different marathons. You ran a couple in Chicago, right?
I ran 3 in Chicago, and then I ran 2 Boston.
Nice. So you did the Boston Marathon.
Yes.
Were you at the one over there?
No, I wasn't. I ran in 2009, 2010.
Okay.
And then I flew to Chicago by myself.
Shout out David Wedge, by the way.
Yeah, Dave Wedge. Yeah, definitely. He wrote. What's the name of the book? That got turned into the
Hunting
movie.
Lady? The Patriot Day.
Yeah, the Patriots Day got turned to.
yeah.
What about the bombing?
Yeah.
Great movie, by
A friend of ours we had on.
Oh, nice.
All right, so you're doing a marathon thing. At what point did you say, I want to get into yoga big time. I want to focus on yoga. I want to pursue it.
I think it probably towards the end of when I was running, or in the middle, I wanted to kind of slow down a little bit. I just felt like I was like going. And just with like my training with yoga, it just allowed me to stop running literally from everything, and just again face whatever else was going on in my life.
Yeah. So when did you who were your first teachers? Like you really started studying under?
My first teacher was Jackie Bonwell, who's fucking excellent. She's amazing. She was the teacher that I would go to. So every class, wherever she went, I went. It was like a groupie. I always wanted to take her class. And then David Vendetti, who owns South Boston Yoga, that's no longer there. He's fantastic. So I learned under him. And then Rolf Gates, who's nationally or globally known, actually.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Would you say those were your early inspirations for getting into it?
Yeah. But I think the thing that's really just got me into it was my own life, like everything that happened in my life.
Yeah.
And I just
wanted to make changes.
Yeah.
Positive changes.
Yeah.
How do you become an actual yogi?
Yeah, explain the process.
From just doing yoga.
Right. Like casually being a student to saying, I'm going to fucking go full bore with this.
Yeah. That's a good question. So you sign up for a teacher training. So there's a 200-hour yoga teacher training, and then there's a 500-hour yoga teacher training. So in the 200 hours, you get your certification. Like they're like, all right, you learned everything, the basics. You can go teach. Most people don't. Most people
don't go.
They don't go on to teaching. No.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what that.
Even if they get the 200, they don't teach.
They don't.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like you're basically public speaking every day when you're teaching.
Right.
In a room. So I've gone into rooms where there's like 60 people staring at me, waiting for instruction, and I'm like putting them through different poses to manipulate their body into opening and expanding in a way that's going to release whatever the fuck's going on in their life without them knowing it.
Yep.
So usually at the end of a class, when everyone's lying down in Shavasana, there are people sobbing because what we've just like done. And then with the music, because you know how much I love music.
Yeah.
So I throw in like music that really fucking gets them when they're like in a heart opener, and then forget it. It's fucking if someone isn't crying at the end of my class, I feel like I didn't do a good job.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you put the work in. So you put in 500 plus hours to get the certification.
Yeah.
And then you just start teaching classes right after that, or?
If you're lucky. It's a hustle. I mean, it's definitely a hustle, and if you don't have like the guts or like the oomph to do it, then you're not going to get hired at like real. There are different yoga studios around, I think, that have, better reputations than others. And there's also like hot spots where people want to work at, but if you don't bring something, you're not going to get hired. You're
something
just like,
different.
Yeah,
Stand
something
out from everyone else.
Yeah, something. You know what I mean?
And what would you say that you bring to the table that's different? You told me you're a bit of a drill sergeant, so I don't when you teach, so I don't know if that's it or not.
I think just like who I am, like the whole like mystic fucking like. Just my upbringing, all of that, it's like been in me. So for me, it's easy to kind of tap into like the spiritual side.
Yeah.
And then, people really like the music I play in class.
What do you play? What do you play? Yeah.
I play everything, hip hop.
Oh, so you're not just playing like
meditation
music or
No.
I don't know if there's specific yoga music. I'm not really sure about that.
I mean,
apparently not.
Just playing Wu-Tang Clan during yoga class.
I mean, I have.
That would make me more apt to want to go and try.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, that's cool. And then you also got into Thai massage and Reiki.
Yeah.
Did that coincide with the yoga training, or was that something different?
No, it definitely coincided with the yoga. the woman, the first lady I talked about who did that gentle class, she would do Reiki at the end of class. And I felt like when she did it, obviously I could tell she was doing something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? Like, I need to
Yeah.
learn about that.
Well, explain to the people that don't know what Reiki is.
Reiki's basically just a way to move energy through the body. So if you've got like, if you have stuck energy in your body, which we all do, Reiki will just allow that energy to move and flow so it can leave your body, and then you can end up feeling better.
Yeah, and it does work. I've done Reiki massages.
Yeah, I've done it a
Reiki
couple times.
Yeah.
done to me before.
I think it's similar to Qigong, which I've done on and off over
Yeah.
the last few years. Shout out to my brother Ty, Qigong teacher. But so you got into the Reiki, and then around that time, Thai massage as well?
Yeah.
Explain Thai massage too, because people might not know. They hear massage. Is it is it a Thai person? Is it a Thai person giving a massage, or what?
That's what I would. That's what my ignorant ass would think.
So explain to the world what Thai massage is.
So Thai massage is done by a Thai you don't have to be from Thailand to do it. You can be from here or wherever. And the thing I really like about Thai massage is that you don't have to fucking take your clothes off. I mean, that's fun, but I mean, I like taking my clothes off, but
I not to interject, but
Yeah,
I had
please.
one. The place I go to was it's like reflexology massage, and that's the same thing. You don't take your clothes off, but it's like a massage.
reflexology, did they focus on your feet? Or did they
the
do your
whole
body?
whole body, yeah.
Yeah, so there are different meridians in the body, and so reflexology is like when you push into certain parts of the body, and that moves the stuck energy as well. Side note, I also went to beauty school, so we learned reflexology.
that.
So
Oh,
this is, again, all
I didn't know they
coming
taught that
together.
in beauty school, really.
It was Blaine. Remember Blaine? Start at the top.
What, David Blaine?
So I went not to do hair or makeup. Well, we learned makeup, but it was more just like the spa side. So waxing, massage, facials. Anyway, so with Thai massage, you don't have to take your clothes off. It's done on a Thai mat. And essentially, it's just having someone stretch you out. And it feels so good. So in a yoga class, if someone's in down dog, I can go over and put my hands on their lower back or their hips and give them an adjustment where I press into their back, and that will obviously like create length in the side body, which will allow them to feel better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
So,
kind of like a inversion table in a sense, like how.
Yeah, with different poses,
Yeah.
you know, you can do different adjustments.
So aside from keeping your clothes on, what are the major differences between going to get a Thai massage and a regular massage?
So, the practitioner. So let's say I was giving you a massage and you were lying down, I would work on your feet, and then I could like lift your legs up and work on your hamstrings by using my feet. So the practitioner uses their body, like their limbs, essentially, to get into areas of your body that when you're getting a regular massage, they're just kind of, you know, rubbing you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But with this, like, you know, you can dig your heel into your hamstring or your glute.
I feel like
or
that
your
would feel
elbow.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
sounds like
shit.
feels
I like it
fucking-
like hard,
Sounds
like
more
use your elbows.
efficient.
Yeah.
So when you were studying yoga, you also started studying this stuff as well and putting in the hours, or was that
A little bit later on.
a little bit later
Yeah.
after you kind of
Yeah.
got your yoga certification? You said, all right, now I'm going to diversify and do these other things.
Yeah.
Which one do you like doing the best out of those three?
I actually really like doing the Thai massage.
That's your favorite?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I like them all, but I really do enjoy the Thai massage a lot.
And you said COVID has kind of made it more difficult, though, to do that over the last year.
Yeah.
Why
It
is
has.
that?
Well, you need enough space to put the mat down
Yep.
so that you can work around the person. Yeah.
What is? I've only been to a regular massage
Yeah.
and the reflexology where you sit in a chair, pretty much. The regular one has like the regular massage table where you put your face down. What is?
Yeah.
What's a mat? Like you keep describing, it's just like a yoga mat, kind of.
No, think of like a very thin mattress.
Okay.
That's like a futon.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty big.
And it's on the floor?
Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
floor, so that the practitioner can kneel and kind of
Yeah.
sit down next to the. So if you're laying on a mat, like let's just pretend you're on a mattress. Let's
Okay.
just call it a fucking mattress. So if you're on a mattress, right, you're laying down, you have to be able to move around the person that's laying down. So it's different than a massage table because you're kind of just restricted.
They're not really using much besides
They're not.
hands anyway.
Although we learned how to like get on top of someone while they're on the table and
really?
assist them, but that's kind of that then turns into a little bit of a different massage.
So you went to. So do you go to school? Like, is it an actual school where you go and learn that?
For Thai massage,
Yeah.
it's kind of similar to the yoga teacher training. So you do a certification. So you spend a certain amount of hours with the instructor.
Okay. And then you're just.
Yeah.
After that, they decide whether you're good enough or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, and
I give you
well,
a pat.
with anything like this, it's all about just how much you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
are you practicing? Are you working on people? It's all experience.
And same thing with the
Makes
Reiki.
sense.
The Reiki.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that
Well,
now?
Reiki, you probably really have to.
Reiki, I do almost
Practice.
every day.
Yeah.
Even like on myself. So.
How do you? I don't know how would you do Reiki on yourself? Is it more like meditation?
I mean, you could, in a sense, but there's different like hand placements. So, like, for me, anyways, like if I'm feeling really stuck, like, or there's an issue going on with my throat or like my head or my stomach or whatever, you just put your hands there, and then when you get attuned, it's called getting an attunement for Reiki. They describe different symbols to visualize and different things to say, and that then transfers the energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're also a personal trainer. Another skill that you
Tribute.
have. Yes, personal trainer, fitness instructor. When did you get into that?
So,
When did you have time to get into that, doing all this other stuff?
well, when I actually got offered a job at a gym that I was going to, and I kind of just got thrown into teaching group fitness classes. That actually happened when I was living in New Hampshire as well. Like gym owners are like, "Oh, you teach yoga? Can you listen? I need a sub on Saturday for fucking whatever weights and whatever class. Can you do it?" And I'm like, I'm not certified in that. Like, I didn't go to school for that or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, but you know how to keep people safe. Just do it."
New Hampshire, live for your diet. Doesn't matter.
Live free or die, exactly.
Yo, seriously. So I went in there and like, ever since like I was a teenager into my 20s, I was always working out on my own, doing shit. So I was like, fuck, all right, I'm just going to watch the Jillian Michaels DVD and tomorrow we're good. So they loved it.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
What year was that when you started?
The first class I taught at a gym was when I lived in Concord, New Hampshire in 2012.
Okay.
So did you get certified as a personal trainer?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right.
I did.
All right. So you just kind of just fell into that.
Yeah.
And, you
been
have
awesome.
You have a pretty steady clientele now
Yes.
of clients.
Yeah.
And you enjoy doing that.
Love it.
What would you say you're doing the most right now out of everything that you've?
Probably just teaching group fitness and personal training.
Okay. Is that because of COVID? Like, there's less yoga?
Yeah,
classes?
I was teaching yoga at the gym that I work at, but that's the one thing that's kind of strange about yoga is that there are people who practice yoga at yoga studios and they go every day and they're very into it and that's what they do. And then there's gym yoga, quote unquote.
Okay.
And a lot of people who, especially in a town that I live in, like people are really fucking spoiled, so they get to go to these great studios and practice yoga. And if they have the ability to do that, they're not going to want to go to a gym that's loud with weights banging around and me being like, all right, everybody, like, calm down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, what the fuck? And I get it. But I do have a following, and there are people who still ask me all the time, every day when I teach classes, like, Georgia, when are you going to do your yoga? When are you going to do your yoga? And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'll come to your house.
Well, you can't teach the group classes at the gym?
I can. We have.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a lot of the times
Instead
people,
of booking a class, somebody personally comes up to you and asks you, then okay, we'll just schedule it.
Yeah, and people's schedules, it depends on the time. You have to like take everything into account.
Yeah.
At like 4:30 in a town like Wellesley, people are getting their kids ready for fucking
Getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah, and it's not like in Alston or North End, like where there's a younger crowd and they're gonna be like, hell yeah, we're gonna go 4:30. That's perfect, or 5, whatever, when people get out of work.
So in Wellesley, everything shuts down around 5 p.m. Is that what you're telling me?
You know what time I go to bed?
Yeah, I know. You go to bed like 8.
Yeah. No, but you just, in an industry like this, you have to be mindful of the demographic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's great because there are people who can afford to hire you just individually.
Yeah.
Have you thought about opening maybe your own yoga studio, gym?
No overhead.
Like
you can go to the fucking house.
I have. Well, I have, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't want to deal with the
I don't
headaches
want.
of-
Fuck no. I don't want to be an owner ever.
Really?
Of a yoga studio. No, not right now. No. I'd rather teach a bunch of classes, give it my all, and then fucking leave.
Yeah,
I
just
need
kinda
that.
separate yourself.
Yeah, like I can't.
Yeah.
I won't. No.
I hear that.
All right, now on to your next venture, which you're currently training for right now.
Oh.
And you love the diet that you have to be on.
Yeah.
Competitive bodybuilding. What made you want to compete in a bodybuilding?
I never
competition?
wanted to.
just-
I never.
How'd you get into it? I mean, obviously you're working out, you're training every day anyway.
Yeah. Shout out Johnny Juice.
Johnny Juice.
So my coach, he's great. I found him on Instagram, and as a fitness instructor, like I wasn't in terrible shape, but I just kept thinking I was eating healthy when I would like down a fucking bag of chips and then have like a salad with chicken, and then the next day.
That's what I do.
The yin and the yang, my friend.
And then,
right, yeah.
right.
Shout out to your jacket. We gotta get a picture of that jacket too, by the way.
Right? I love that fucking thing. So, anyways, so I was like, fuck, like, I'm hitting a plateau. Like, I need to do something. So I reached out to this guy, Johnny Juice, and I was like, I think I need to hire you. And I hired him, and he put me on a different, like, eating regimen, and legit, like, the fat just, like, fell off. And then he was like, you'd be really good at bikini competition. Have you thought about that? And I was like, I'm not interested in that. And he's like, all right. And then, like, I kept progressing just with the meals that he was putting me on. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, maybe I'm putting in all this work anyways. Like, why not just do it?
Yeah.
But it's so not me. Like, the fucking heels and the glitz and, like, the...
Yeah. You know
Yeah, yeah.
Like, next week, those photos... oh, my God. Like, fuck. Yeah.
What is your diet regimen?
Yeah, I was going to
that
ask
has
you that
on?
too. Yes, to tell the people
Right
about
now?
Well, more or less like what you were describing before.
Oh.
Like when he introduced your diet to you from not eating the bag of chips after the chicken and salad.
Talk about the diet and also the training for the people maybe that are aspiring to want to compete in bodybuilding
Or stop eating chips.
or stop eating chips. Just run through a little bit.
Chris, listen to this.
Chelsea over there wants to stop. She definitely wants to
Chelsea
stop
loves chips. Yeah, you gotta pull-
the kettle chips.
You gotta pull up a chair. There's a bag of chips in a fucking car. And Ruffles and French onion dip. God damn it.
Chelsea's our production assistant, by the way. But make sure that you listen closely to this.
Shout out to Chips.
All right, so
Shout out to Ruffles and Lay's.
Run through. I love Cape Cod chips, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, amazing. But run through the diet, run through the training regimen and everything that you're going through right now, because you're in the middle of it. You're about to compete like next week.
Yeah.
So fucking tell the people.
Motherfucker, next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then snacking in between with like hummus and pretzels. And
I love
like,
hummus.
Right? Thinking, okay, no problems. Like fucking handful of peanuts or cashews or whatever.
Still relatively healthy diet, though.
but like portion control.
Yeah, not the whole
and that's
bag.
high in fat. You know what I mean? Like cashews. Like I wasn't
fat.
having a
Good
serving.
fats, though,
Yes,
right?
good fats. So anyway, when I hired this guy, he was like, all right, let's clean it up a little bit. So he had me eating 5 meals a day. Mm-hmm. Right, breakfast and then post-workout meal, whatever. And from what I understand, it's just higher protein. So he eliminated not all the fat, but he decreased the amount of fat I was having in my day and the amount of carbs. And then once I started training for competition, obviously the diet got a little bit more restricted. So my carbs got eliminated a little bit more. My fats got eliminated a little bit more. My cardio increased. So right now, actually,
told me about that.
But you're still doing 5 meals a day, you said?
yeah, I still do 5 meals.
So what's
a
your
day.
typical?
Guys, I'm getting hungry.
I got it. That might be
Good thing the restaurant's not open.
I know, right?
No.
The pizza place next door is though.
She can't eat
I haven't
pizza.
had pizza.
I know,
Oh my
I know.
God. Oof.
Don't even say pizza.
So what's your typical diet every day? What do you typically eat on a
Okay,
daily basis?
so right now,
From morning to
again,
nighttime.
okay, so right now, this
right
week.
now.
So-
Week out.
Okay,
a week out.
thank you.
A week out from the competition.
5 egg whites, 1 egg in the morning, and then optional 8 ounces of green vegetables.
Nice.
Okay?
For breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
No bread, no nothing, just fucking eggs, and whatever, egg whites. And then I go to work. I do my cardio. We'll get to that in a second. And then I'll work out. And then I'll have my post-workout meal, which right now is a protein shake, creatine, and 2 rice cakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything on the rice cakes? They dry.
Nothing. No.
Plain
no,
rice
no.
cakes?
Chocolate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, those are good too. You got me into those.
Those are fucking good.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some back there I saw.
Yeah, me too. She's getting look at her.
So that's after I work out. And then about an hour later, I'm hungry. So I do 5
I'd be
ounces.
hungry about 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Chris said he wasn't hungry, he didn't want pizza, and then he's like, I guess I'll eat this if you guys don't want it.
So then I have 5 ounces of chicken with 8 ounces of vegetables, 2 rice cakes.
2 more rice cakes.
Rice
love rice
cakes,
cakes.
man. Yeah,
Yo,
next
2 more
time.
rice cakes.
That'd be a hard
Right.
tattoo. Get a rice cake. What?
You should get
Yo, Dan. Listen, we got an idea for our next tattoo. Once she wins the competition, she's gonna get a rice cake tattoo.
You know what? I will.
You should.
I
That'd be
am.
fucking dope.
I am.
That'll be hard.
And a pizza slice.
and a pizza slice.
And then meal 4 is 5 ounces of chicken and 8 ounces of vegetables. No more rice cakes.
No more rice cakes.
That's it.
You're out.
Okay.
Damn.
And then because we're 1 week out, meal 5 used to be 2 Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurts, which was like
I like
fucking
Greek yogurt.
so good.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Obviously, it's going to be Greek. See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
And now it's either 5 ounces of chicken or 5 ounces
Oh,
of...
you eat chicken 3 times a fucking day?
Yeah, turn into a chicken. 4. She eats chicken 4 times a day, ladies and
You're going to
gentlemen.
start growing feathers.
Okay. So that's meal 5. However, I get to substitute 1 meal with a Quest bar.
Ooh.
Yo, so that
That's
fucking
dessert.
last meal,
That's your dessert.
Quest bar, baby.
Quest bar, hell
Quest
yeah.
bar.
And this is every day.
This is every day
There's no
this week.
cheat days.
Oh, fuck, those
So
are
people,
gone.
One week out.
listen.
are gone.
Anybody out there that might want to get into bodybuilding,
Buy rice cakes.
Wait,
there's
hold on.
no. Oh wait, this
We didn't talk about the cardio.
Oh no, wait, hold on. No, I'm just talking. I know.
We're
but
still
I'm
on the
just-
food.
I'm focused on the diet right now. So anybody out there that might want to get into it, there's no fucking cheat day. You don't get the day we get to eat
No
the
day off.
buffalo chicken pizza and fucking
'Calzones.
16 fucking calzones and ice
Fucking
cream and
pasta.
cake and pasta. None of that
You
shit.
just said your whole diet.
Yo, so you're basically you have to stick to that diet.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Correct, because you have to make it. You have to make a certain weight. Is that what it is
No.
too? No. No. So there's no
He's-
there's no weight cutting or anything like that for like. Is there weight classes in the competition?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't.
thought maybe there was.
I mean, I weigh myself once a week and
Yeah.
send him my weight, and then I have to send him photos.
Okay.
So he looks at the way my body looks.
Yeah.
And
What's a bikini competition?
bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't, I mean, being a bikini competition is kind of like they set the bar anyway. You can't be a fucking, you know what I mean, 140 fucking.
I couldn't compete. I couldn't compete right now.
No, yeah, not, and I wouldn't want to see you in a bikini. So what? Once this is over, what's your cheat? What are you gonna do?
What's the
pig
first
out
thing?
on?
Yo,
what's the first thing you're gonna eat when
first-
you're done?
Probably, like, I want to go and get either a fucking cheeseburger with fries or like a crispy chicken sandwich with french fries.
Okay.
Chicken again?
I know, right?
What the fuck? Eat the burger. Don't eat a chicken. I'll be pissed.
Guys, I like chicken.
I guess so.
And then,
I'd hope so.
and then frozen. I can't wait to have a frozen yogurt dipped in the chocolate with the sprinkles and
Yeah.
shit.
Now, could you eat a different protein other than chicken? Like,
Yeah.
what
Steak.
else? Oh,
Fish.
steak. You
Yeah.
can, so any lean protein pretty much right now.
Yeah.
But you chose
So-
chicken. Could you switch it up? One day eat chicken,
Yeah.
next day eat steak?
Yeah.
Why just chicken?
Because she's a psychopath.
That I
Because
can
I'm
tell.
fucking crazy.
You're a glutton for punishment. That must be.
Yeah, do you think if
I like it.
by doing it for so long, you think the meat will give you a problem since you haven't had that?
Bro, knock on wood. I hope not.
All right, so now we've covered the diet. So let's talk about the actual working out routine, the training routine.
Right now.
Yes,
So
right
again,
now.
remember we're
Right
a
now.
week out.
So
Right.
you go to bed at 6:30. You wake up.
Yo, that's actually true too.
when Chris is getting up, when Chris is going to bed, you're waking up.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
yeah.
So right now, I have to do 85 minutes of cardio a day.
That's more cardio than Rob. That's
I've
more
done
cardio than Rob's done in fucking
COVID.
in 20 years. No,
I did maybe, perhaps.
even when you were training, you weren't doing.
No,
cardio,
I never did
motherfucker.
cardio.
Yo.
All right,
So 85 minutes of cardio, 7 days a week.
that's insane.
And then
7 days a week, 85 minutes of cardio.
That makes me uncomfortable just hearing it.
4 days a week, I have 15 minutes of high interval training.
And what is that for everyone that doesn't know?
So once the 85 minutes is done, you have to do 20-second sprints and then 40-second just regular pace. So 20-second sprint, 40-second regular, 20-second sprint, 40-second regular.
Also makes me uncomfortable.
I've been doing that, and that's good for. Is that good for burning fat? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been sprinting?
Yeah, I sprint.
Really?
She actually got me back in a sprint. She told me that.
There we go.
We're gonna have a race. We're gonna video and put on them.
All right.
Put on Instagram.
All three of us. She'll probably definitely win.
Definitely.
But listen,
Yeah.
you can break up the cardio, right? So it's not 85 minutes fucking straight. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
Jesus Christ!
So in the morning, I'll do 42
wake up-
minutes.
So you say 85
So-
minutes a day, not at once.
So you wake up at 5 a.m. and you
It depends on my work
and you
schedule.
get on the Stepmaster.
So yeah, it depends on my work schedule. Like this morning, I was up at 5, and I was on the Stepmaster by 5:20, for 30 minutes. I did 30 minutes, and then I went to work.
Then then you do another 30
Yo, I already
minutes.
did it. Then I had to do back today, back and delts, and then abs. So that takes like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the actual weight
Yeah.
training. So what are you doing for weight training right now? Like really high reps, lightweight.
No, like right now, I'll do 4 sets of 20, and I'll
Okay.
just increase
Yeah, so
the
high
weight
reps.
every time.
Oh, so you're going a little heavier?
Yeah.
Okay. So not like
Yeah.
you're not just doing like 10 pounds for 4 sets.
No.
Okay, that's cool. I wasn't sure because I thought
Yeah.
maybe to get the
Yeah.
most definition, you just fucking
No.
rep it the fuck out.
I mean, he's given me suggestions, but
yeah.
I'm pretty burnt out at this point.
All right.
So you're almost there. You're almost at competition day, and
Yeah.
do you see yourself doing this?
No.
Long term,
I don't think so,
No,
but I
just
said that
one and-
about marathon.
one and done.
I don't know.
You didn't even
We'll
think you were
see.
gonna do this in the first place.
Well, maybe next you'll get into powerlifting.
Maybe.
Strong woman.
Yeah,
I mean, we
Yeah.
had a
Who
couple. We
knows?
had a
Shout out
strong,
to B Dimes.
Yeah, Brittany Diamond. We had a strong woman on. Steve Tripp, strong man. Maybe that'll be. I mean,
Top strength.
You have a video on your Instagram, and I thought it was like, I thought it was more weight than it actually was.
No.
She has a video of her squatting. It's like fucking 4 plates. So I was like, damn, you're a fucking beast, dude. Like, a chick squatting fucking 405 or whatever, and she was like, how much was it actually?
It was like 155.
Which is still good. I mean,
Yeah.
for especially
For
yeah,
4 sets of 15?
Exactly.
Come
on. Yeah.
But I thought you were doing that for like 405, and I was
No,
like,
hell
yo,
no.
this chick's
Hell
fucking
no.
on some fucking
Not a chick.
next level shit, dude.
Yeah.
But maybe you can try that out too. You might as well just do everything.
Might as well. Yeah, I don't know.
well, you
Who
already
knows?
like
I don't
it.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just take it one day at a time.
Well, so back to the spiritual side of things. I wanted to bring up, and it says here in your bio as well that you had been an avid student of Pema.
Yeah,
How do you say her last name?
Chodron.
Chodron, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm familiar with her. I've listened to some of her meditations, and I actually ordered her book on your recommendation.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Talk about her and the Tibetan Buddhist side of things that's influenced you.
Okay. So I don't remember how I found out about Pema, but actually went to the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, and she was there she does a weekend retreat there where she'll pick a topic and you're there and you listen to her speak. So just to be in her presence alone was like, holy fuck. Like there are people from Australia who travel. Yeah. So I think for me, like I'm realizing now that anytime there's an emotional like breakup or like something emotional that happens in my life, I'm a water sign, so for me I'm like very watery and very emotional. So whenever I go through a breakup, forget it. Like that's the end of it. Like fuck. So I think I must have gone through a terrible breakup again in some point in my life, and I found one of her books.
In your past life or your current life?
Definitely in a past life, but whatever, one fucking breakup after the other. And I found her book and I just started learning about her, and I was just in awe of her because she took her pain and look at her. I mean, look what she did with like all of her fucking pain. Like she's this like famous woman now, and she's helped so many people.
She's like a nun, right?
She's a nun, yeah. Nun. So what happened with her was when she was in her mid-30s, she got divorced for the second time. Her husband said he was having an affair and he left her, and she was like, fuck, like totally distraught. She, grew up, I think, Christian and tried to turn to God or whatever, and that didn't feel right. And then she was reading some magazine, like, I don't know if it was the New Yorker or whatever it was, and there was a clip on Buddhism. And for the first time, she was like, I felt like I could connect with this and like this was going to help me. And she just dove in.
Okay.
And that was it. Like, fuck, she shaved her head and was like, bye, peace, and just became a fucking nun.
Peace to normal society. I'm going to the fucking monastery.
Right, like all in.
Yeah.
But her books and like her audiobooks, if you're ever like dealing with anything, even if you're not, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just instantly you'll feel better.
Have you seen her in person or talk or anything in person?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was a great experience.
It was. Yeah. It was profound. I mean, just her presence alone, she's so calm, and she's clearly dealt with everything.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I'm really into that.
Yeah, for sure. You want to plug her name again, Georgia, for
her
people
name's,
listening?
Yeah, Pema Chodron. Chodron.
If you could recommend one book, you recommended it to me, and it's the one that I ordered. Things Fall Apart.
When Things Fall Apart. Yeah, I've recommended that book to a lot of people, especially people who come to my yoga class, even my boot camp classes. If they're going through something, I'm like, you should really just order this book.
Yeah,
it'll help you. When Things Fall Apart.
Yeah, so everyone check that out. Now, you would say that Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, has a pretty big influence on you?
I think just just Buddhism in general, the whole concept is like treat people how you want to be treated.
Right.
And it starts with self. Like you have to, turn to yourself and like heal yourself before you can try and, heal someone else.
Sure.
And I don't think people do that anymore. I think is that Lumify? Dude, Lumify is the shit.
Terrible for you, but it's a shit.
Yo, that's
fucking $30 eye drop.
No shit. That's all I can use.
Quick plug from Lumify.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe they'll sponsor us after this.
I hope so.
Yo, the best eye drops, for real.
The best eye drops.
Remember, yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you is what would you say, like, spiritually, what your path is, or like what do you... I mean, you don't really consider yourself a Buddhist, though, right?
No.
You did tell me too. You did consider going off and becoming a nun at one point, right?
I thought about it. I really did. Yeah, I did. I just, I'm the type of person that like, if the crowd is running in one direction, I'm going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Against
the stream. That's what the Buddha did, more or less.
Yeah.
He was a rebel, right, in his own way.
Yeah, I don't know what I would call like my spiritual path.
Just kind of like
aside being
whatever inspires you, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm the same way. I do have a lot of influence from like Eastern philosophy and stuff. But I'm not like a straight up Buddhist or straight up Taoist or whatever. But I enjoy all that. I find influence from all that. So I think it's kind of just take whatever works for you.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way to go, but it's my way.
Nobody knows,
Right?
That's right.
No, nobody.
But that's
knows.
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, exactly. So what else? What are your upcoming plans besides the bodybuilding competition?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Eat a fucking cheeseburger.
Besides branding Thug Yogi,
Thug Yogi.
which I will be managing her on this. And
nobody can take that. We should like.
I won't
what
talk
do
to
we
her
do?
about the percentages right now, but
Yeah.
no, but
Thug Yogi.
yeah,
Thug
yeah.
Yogi.
So what do you see yourself doing in the near future?
I think right now, once the show's over, I want to put more focus back on like doing the Thai massage and also hosting retreats. So I want to be able to take
That'd be
people,
cool. Yeah.
to different locations or destinations where I put them through like a high intensity boot camp class in the morning, and then they can go and do whatever they want in the afternoon, and then at night a restorative yoga class.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, meditation, restorative yoga, just for a week. Imagine like in like, I don't know, wherever, Dominican Republic or
Dominican Republic,
anywhere, or like on the Cape.
the Cape, yeah.
Costa Rica.
People love that shit.
Costa Rica. Have you traveled outside of the country to study any of this stuff? I wanted to ask you.
No.
No, you haven't gone
I
on like
haven't.
any pilgrimages to India or
No.
Tibet or Thailand or anything like that.
No, but different yoga instructors. Like I have a friend who did her 200-hour yoga teacher training in Bali
Oh wow.
with a very well-known yoga
Yogi.
instructor. Yeah.
Wow. Do you see yourself going and
Doing
once
something like that?
once COVID fucking hopefully gets under control for real, we can really travel. Do you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't really travel. Like it's hard for me to get traveling. Like once I'm traveling, I'm good. But the thought of like
Yeah.
doing it, I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it gives me anxiety too.
Yeah.
Like I want to travel, but I'm like, fuck, you gotta like.
I gotta pack.
Yeah, all
book
the
the
shit you gotta
tickets.
do.
And then like, have you guys been to other countries, right?
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Yo, it's like another like.
Yeah.
People look different, like they act different in
Oh,
a
yeah,
good way.
totally different.
In a good way.
Yeah.
But like you feel like you're on another planet. Like when I went to Iceland, I was
I
like,
go down south and feel like I'm in a little planet.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Florida.
I go to Western Massachusetts. I feel like I'm on a different
Shit,
planet.
shout out to Western Massachusetts.
Yeah. So I do get a little like anxiety about traveling because
Yeah.
you're just like, holy fuck, you're on the.
Yeah, you're in.
You're like, okay, where are we now? Like now we're on a different part of the world.
Yeah, you're in someone else's territory. You're not
Like,
really.
what if they don't
comfortable.
let me back? What if I lose
Yeah,
my passport?
right, exactly.
Well, what the fuck would you do?
You end up in like a prison in India or fucking Thailand. That'd be fucking brutal.
No, hell no.
Yeah, fuck that. I see them shows on Netflix.
Yeah. Locked up abroad, dude. Fucking yoga
Yeah.
instructor ends up in
Yeah,
fucking
right?
prison in fucking India. That wouldn't be cool. But I think it's also cool to maybe experience it from the the motherland,
Yeah.
the home base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll probably see some crazy shit, like
Yeah.
some yogi in an ashram and fucking the mountains of India, like. Profound, like Ram Dass type shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Like other level.
yeah, I
Like,
think. I mean, I'm sure you can find it here too, but over
not
there,
as authentic,
yeah. Well, not only that, but like just it's. I don't know. There's something like mystical. Maybe it's like a Westerner thing where it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
we to go to the East and that mysticism, and it's still really part of the culture there. Like it's here. It's kind of like
Well, that's exactly the whole point because
Yeah.
in the U.S. everything is just about money. So it's like
Right,
they've
right.
taken this very ancient practice that's so like special.
Yeah.
And they just fucking just blew it up to make money.
yeah. Right, exactly. and that brings me to the point of asking you, do you think like yoga has become like commercialized and watered down, trendy? Because so many people, and it's a good thing for health, but so many people, it feels like, have just, boom, I do yoga now. I know with like coming from the martial arts world, that waters things down a bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Is that the same maybe in the yoga world?
The thing that I've noticed that I've kind of pulled away from is that I see, especially on social media, like people, mostly women.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but like doing like inversions where they're like on their head or whatever. And by the way, like when I see them doing that, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to snap your neck. Like
Really?
you're not even doing it the right way.
Yes. It's like people who lift weights with terrible technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see that and they're like, oh, yoga. And it's like, yo, have you learned how to fucking stand on your own 2 feet? Like just and ground yourself first before you try flipping upside down?
Yeah.
And I feel like everything's just so like ego where people just want to look cool and do the fucking headstand and then just slap the word yoga on there. It's like, that's not what yoga is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, like I used to work in a studio that was pretty much like mostly that, and I couldn't do it. I was like, you're not even practicing yoga. You're doing like gymnastics in a heated state.
And there's a big difference.
Yeah, and that to me, I was like, this doesn't feel like what it should be.
That might be the reason why people need to go travel to fucking the corner of, the Himalayan mountains and find that fucking yogi that's gonna like the hardcore fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show you the roots. You know what I mean? So you're not just doing this commercialized version of fucking.
Which is
that's
fine.
all that's all that is.
You know.
But if people like, if they feel like they're, they can find enlightenment by like standing on their head, then go for it.
So you don't do too many headstands.
No, I don't. I'm right now. I'm still trying to fucking have both feet on the ground and like feel okay.
Yeah.
Before I fucking go upside down.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. You want to be grounded, right?
Yeah.
On your own 2 feet.
So
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So you want to give out your like social media contacts?
Any shout outs?
Shout outs.
So social media, you can find me at Namaste and Workout. So it's
Thug Yogi.
soon to change to Thug Yogi. Shout outs just to like.
You have a website too, right?
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Right, my website.
Oh, yeah, I got one of them.
Georgia Zafferes yoga.com.
You want to spell that? Just spell the last name. So
Z like zebra, A double F like Frank, ERES like Sam. By the way, whenever I go to like if I make a reservation to go out, I never give them my real last name.
Yeah, I don't
It's
do that
always
either.
Smith. Fuck it. I hate spelling out the fucking last name over and over again.
I hear you. All right, so Georgia, and then you said the last Zafferes.com. Namaste and
Yoga.com.
work. Oh shit, I just fucked up.
Sorry.
Oh my god. See, I
Georgia
can't even
Zafferes
say it.
yoga.com.
Georgia Zafferes yoga.com.
Yeah.
You were breaking my balls earlier.
Yeah. Namaste and workout on IG, but that might change soon.
Yeah.
Thug yoga.
So yeah, follow her, and you're gonna, she's on there. She's on the social media tip. So, are you like accepting new clients or anything?
Yes,
like?
always.
Okay. So if you're out there and you want to get your ass kicked, you want to learn
call
some
me up.
fucking
Hit me
good
up.
yoga, some personal training, you want a Thai massage, Reiki, whatever, hit her up. Contact her immediately. And anything else you want to tell the people?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
No words of wisdom.
Yeah. Tell the truth.
Tell the
yeah.
truth. Yeah, that's right.
That's
Absolutely.
it. Tell the truth.
All
Always.
right. Cool. Well, thank
Guys,
you for coming
thank
on.
you.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you
Georgia.
so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
That was
you.
really good.
Awesome.
All right, guys, that's it. Street Corner Soapbox. We're fucking out of here.
Peace.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. Now, we all know during this crazy time with the pandemic, businesses are struggling. So we're here to support local businesses, and we need your help to do so also.
That's right. So subscribe to our Patreon, become a member to help support the show, and receive exclusive episodes and bonus content, as well as discounts on merch. That's patreon.com/streetcorner_soapbox2020.
Follow us on our website, streetcornersoapbox.com.